September public meeting to order. Roll call. We have everybody here. I would like a motion to approve this agenda and the August 28, 24 minutes.
Motion.
Second.
We got a first and a second. Any discussion on any of those? Not hearing any. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That passes. Public comments. Carrie, you got a question? Got anything? Nothing? Okay. Anybody else on? Nobody's online. Chairperson comments, I have none. Department of Public Works report, Ben.
Public Works update. We're getting ready for leaf season. Anybody that's listening, you were allowed this time of year to put leaves in the roadway to help make it quicker for pickup. So that is okay to start doing that. We're going to be doing our normal every week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, trying to get through town every week when the leaves do start picking up. And also continuing our brush service every other week. Couple things as we wrap up the summer. All the projects, we got 2nd Street still finishing up between Monroe Avenue and Brabunker. Half the curb and gutters done. We got gravel on the road. We're just waiting to finish the east side of the curb and gutter and sidewalk. And then we'll get some paving on there. So really hoping in the next 2 weeks that we can get that road finished up. Appreciate all the residents on that road working with us. We got a little late start and got a little bit of rain earlier in the project, but it's been good up to that. And we're getting everything caught back up. And we're hoping the next 2 to 3 weeks to get that thing completed from start to finish. So no concerns up there. That project is right on budget like we figured. And like I said, it's according to our work schedule, we start a little late. So we've got a little extra time to get that finished up here in the next couple of weeks. Other than that, around town, you'll see some spots where there's some curb and gutter, water valve replacement. Unfortunately, we just found out on Monday, we got another water valve down here on First Street between Market Avenue and Morrow that we're going to be fixing tomorrow. And we tried to do it ourselves in-house. We dug it up and just don't have the equipment to, it's an 8-inch water main. We just don't have the equipment to replace the 8-inch water valve on that road. So we'll be bringing a contractor in tomorrow and getting that fixed up. That's just due to one of the deals when we had to shut a water valve off earlier in the year. We tightened it up. We went to open it up and the water didn't come. And it just happens to do with old valves. And again, that road is on our 10-year plan. So we'll get the valve fixed and then hopefully the next 10 years, get that road fixed for the rest of it. Other than that, that's the projects for the summer are pretty much wrapped up. No concerns budget wise. Or project wise, I think we accomplished everything we needed to do this summer and kept within budget. And kudos to the guys on the crew and contractors that we used because everybody was able to fulfill our needs and everything we needed and stay within budget numbers. Before I go to the next one, does anyone have any questions on projects that happened this summer?
And the 8-inch water, what road was that on?
That would be First Street.
First Street.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Between Market and Morrill.
Yeah, right over here,
Okay.
unfortunately, behind the Village Shopping Center.
Is that Precision that's going to do it?
Yes. I think they're fixing one of them in Nakusa this morning when they come through town, I think so. Unfortunately, it happens. So we have all the parts in stock. You know, that does help us and my guys will assist there. So do the best we can to keep those numbers down and repair projects. So once we get that buttoned up, we're going to do a little more concrete curb and gutter repair and get some blacktop on the roads and have everything paved and sealed up here. Pushing for October 15th, everything in town to be ready to go for the winter season. Anybody have any question on that, or I'll go to the reconstruction grant application that you guys have attached in your packets. What this is, again, this is a long range plan. We've applied for a Clean Water Act grant ever since we built the sewage plant 20 years ago. And when we did that, we started the next project. And our next grant application process was 2nd Street, starting here at the shopping center, which is right in front of us, running all the way to Bunker Avenue, in front of the high school entrance, in front of the small water tower. redoing all that. That's our main sewer line. Obviously, it's a big water line because it runs from our water tower. We've got a sewer line right underneath where we're sitting right now that runs underneath the shopping center down here. So we've been putting in for the Clean Water Act grant. I think it's important that as we talk budget moving forward the next 2 or 3 years, that we start looking at a project like this. And so what this consists of, we already have the Clean Water Act grant application. I mean, if we decide to do it whenever, we're guaranteed. Every year, we send in for it, they say, yes, you can get it. But with the Clean Water Act grant, we need to try to find some other sources. That's what I'm looking for. So if you look at this, the CDBG, that's a Community Development Block Grant. That's basically low to middle income communities, which, I think we fall in that. And also with our school being there, the school benefits from us running a new water and sewer line in front of there. So there's also the development grants that are considered when we run that in front of a public owned building. So if you look at what we're presenting here, and this is through MSA, they're the ones who have put in for this Clean Water Act grant. We're looking next year of doing a community-wide random sampling survey, basically to see if we fit within the CBDG grant information plus with the school. That's a cost of $5,000. Obviously, after that, next year, we'll have that information back that we'll be to talk as a board to see where we fit. If everything goes good in 2026, we can look at the CBDG actual grant and see what we can get for money for this project. And then if that keeps on going, we look at the safe, basically the SDW is safe drinking water. Since we're going to be replacing brand new water line, we can also apply for a safe drinking water grant. And then finally, since we're talking clean water, the CWF, which is the Clean Water Fund, which is your storm and your wastewater grant application. So basically what this is, as you guys, when I bring out the budget here for Public Works, I'll be looking at $5,000 to surveys, basically budget line to look into putting $5,000 to start this process to see what we can do to basically try to, this is going to be a $3 million project. I mean, it's a big stretch of road when you look at it. It's brand new water, brand new sewer. Which obviously if we can get some grant money, the Clean Water Act grant, that's how we built the sewage plant. I mean, again, that was a 20-year loan that we were just we're getting that paid off. So it's a low interest and we'll get all those numbers as we move in the next couple of years. So at this point, I'm just looking out to getting the survey going and seeing the next year, we can see what money's out there to use towards this road. And again, this isn't saying yes as a no. It's something that I'm going to keep working and bringing you guys numbers here every couple of meetings and updating you and see if we can get this project go. I mean, it's 2027 to 28. We're looking to actually do the work. So it's a time ways out there, but for these grants, if you're familiar with anything, it takes time the paperwork is not really difficult for the grants, but it's getting back the answers. If we get this one, then we can go to the next one to try to tie all three of these grants into the Clean Water Act loan is basically what it would be. No, that was a lot of information and I hope that I presented to you guys. I guess if anybody has any questions on it, just let me know. Or feel free to.
What is LS, contract type LS?
That is through MSA. I'll be honest with you, I don't. Yes.
Is that,
T&E is time and expense usually.
is that for the roads, possible roads?
I think that can all be part of the grant application, but I'd be honest with you.
What's MSA then?
MSA is a consulting
Okay.
firm that we use, and I'll double check with that. My apologies on that.
Is it called LS?
It's contract type LS.
contract type.
So you probably got, these ones.
I'm
are
guessing
time
it's
and
legal.
materials.
I'm guessing it's legal services.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
LS is
that's what it
probably
is.
just a.
Legal services?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
Okay.
also setting up all the
That's
the
fine.
documentation
I-
specifications.
I'm just
not-
learning the acronyms.
Yeah.
So, and the Second Street work is to replace water line, sewer and storm?
And then repavement.
Okay.
The good project.
And that has lead on it too, as, I mean, it's aware we do have lead in town and we're working towards, getting rid of the lead in town. So that's,
Thank
it's a
you.
good project. There's a lot, we're gonna try to, there's a lot of grants that we can possibly tie to this road, so it's gonna be, a little bit of work, but we're gonna give it 100% and see what we can come up with.
In my experience, it's a very good plan you put together with MSA. And you each went after every opportunity for the grant system for that project.
So the cost estimates, that's what is coming out of our pocket to get those grants,
Correct.
and we don't know what those grants are gonna be.
Money wise, no. Every step we do, I wanna, I've talked to MSS, I want to be able to come back to the committee and say, we're applying for a grant that's worth $500,000. I mean, obviously, we're making it worth our time to make sure, and that's why after the study's done, we can come back and say, hey, what can we do for the CDBG? What kind of money can we apply for before we actually apply?
So the best case scenario is we would have $114,000 coming out of our pocket, and that would fund the entire project, if, depending on the amount. of grants
Absolutely.
we're getting, you know,
Absolutely.
You
know, we're gonna start, I'm gonna start putting the numbers together for the project here after the budget's done. I will have you basically in January, we'll have an idea roughly what this project's gonna cost and see what we can, again, I mean, I'm just off my hip, it's gonna be 3, but that's not actually sitting down, putting the pencil to the paper yet. So,
$1 million?
yes.
Yeah, all right.
So, and again, this is just, I mean, the initial cost is 5,000. I was, you know, with MSA, I was basically telling them, I want to start with a small number. You got to see what we can do, and you got to present to us what kind of money we're actually going to be applying for before I go back to the board and ask them for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. You know, I need to know what we can apply for.
You just said you got to spend money to get money.
Okay.
The grant.
Thank you.
If it's my last thing, if trustee Sayer, you're okay for one more thing?
Sure.
I've been just, this kind of ties together with the water and sewer operators, working with both of them on projects like this. You know, they're out there trying to locate lead services into residential, storm sewer, wastewater, and stuff like that. So both of the operators have been very helpful with this project, and I do appreciate them being involved to give me information towards that. That's all I have.
Anybody got any questions for Ben? No? Okay, old business. The only thing that I got is, now that you're talking about drinking water and all that stuff, you know, back when Rick Pate was the administrator, he was talking about Urkel.
Yep.
Trying to locate another well or put another well in.
Yep.
Do we know that it just kind of fell on its face, or if they didn't, or?
I was involved in that. I mean, I'll be honest with you, our consumption of village water has changed in the last few years. People don't water their yards as much as they used to. And things have, you know, we were concerned probably 10 years ago that we were pumping a lot of water that we didn't have the rest. And again, we've had not dry summers, and we've seen a lot of change in our residents. I mean, as we all know, at home, when the water bill goes up, you consume less water. I mean, we're all putting full toilets and everything, using less, and we're definitely seeing a change in the amount of water that we use as a village, which is helping ERCO not basically make our water system like we're in dire need of putting more wells in. It's a concern. We've got our annual water DNR inspection coming up here later this month, and he'll look over our data and our forms, and they'll give us an answer if there's a concern that we need to be looking for another well. I don't think we're resting, we're able to rest our wells half the amount of time, and that's the goal. If you run them 12, rest them 12 in a 24-hour day, and we're able to do that most times. So
I think that was a concern that Rick had back then, is we were running them too much.
yeah, so and so we've made some changes, and previous operators and new operators have done a good job, you know, to put a new well. And I was here 20 years ago when I first started. We were looking at putting that in, and I mean, it was going to be quite expensive to put a brand new well, and we were doing some sampling at Urkel and even out to well 5, and we really couldn't find the best area to put that in at that time. So,
Okay.
But I'll update you guys after. We have wastewater and water inspections coming up this month, and I'll come back and be able to give you guys a report how that goes.
I guess I would just like, you know, to have it not really planned, but a location and whatever. So if we had to go down that, you know, then we,
You said you did 10?
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, previous we put well 5 in back in the early 2000s. Their plan was to put another well out there. You know, there is iron out there. We have iron filters out there, but there is a spot out there on the Reinke leased property that we use well 5 to put another well out there. And so if we had to put a well in today, it's, you know, previous administration and operators have planned for it out there. You know, we were looking at putting an ERCO because maybe not transferring the water so far, if we could put one on site and be able to push the water directly into the building. So.
Okay, anybody else have any old business? New business? Anybody, nobody? Okay, correspondence received. I have received nothing. Does anybody else receive anything?
Nothing.
Okay, agenda items for next meeting?
So we'll be sitting down with the department heads next week and with Diana. We'll basically looking at the fourth quarter projections and starting the budget process. Next month, Public Works will be bringing you the rough budget for the Public Works Department. So that'll be the topic next month, and I'll try to get that out to you guys prior to the meeting so everybody can look it over and we can have a good discussion on the budget moving forward. Again, I brought the last 3 or 4 meetings, I brought the 400 accounts to you guys. I'm just working on getting quotes right now for the lawnmower and a pickup, so we have good accurate numbers for the budget. And again, it's going to be, those numbers will be in the budget. I don't know at what level, but I will work the budget to try to make sure we put money in all 400 accounts for the Public Works. So.
You know how I like to run budgets. I'd rather you ask for the moon, and then it's our job to cut it down with you. So
You're gonna see the numbers that I presented you guys, you know, when the 10 and the 20-year plans, I'm gonna put those numbers in there. And again, strive the best we can.
yeah. Anybody else have anything for agenda items for next meeting? Next meeting. It's not on them, but
I will be gone the 14th through the 18th of October. The later we do it, that gives me a better chance to get the budget numbers and things going, even though it's gonna be tight getting back to you guys, because we're looking at a meeting of the whole. I realize early November for the budget. But again, I'm hoping to get those numbers together and get them out to you guys.
well, it sounds like Zerflu wants to do his meeting on that Wednesday, the 23rd, for safety.
Yeah.
So, do you guys have any other day that's available minus Wednesday, or just Wednesday? I just don't like stacking everything on one day.
Okay.
I mean, it's good for us, but it's not really good. It has its pluses and negatives for public.
Yeah, I don't know, whatever you guys want on that week. I'm free that week.
I'll probably put, the PLP on the 23rd
Okay.
with public safety.
Okay.
Would we better go Monday that week, Eric? That way I could try to get you guys the information
Mondays work great.
before I leave on vacation, if I can get you guys the budget stuff. Before
Monday
I
the
go,
21st?
Monday the 21st.
Does that work for you?
That's fine. It should, yeah.
What time?
That would be you guys.
It's fine. with me.
I don't know if basketball is gonna be. You wanna do 4, you wanna do it later, you wanna?
What works good for your schedule?
Whichever, I mean, hey, I don't know if any of my kids will be playing basketball in one yet, but we'll just have to play that by ear.
Yeah, and if we know more by that time, I guess we can change the time.
It's a basketball game, I guess.
We'll just tentatively schedule it for 4 then on that.
4.
On that Monday, the 21st,
Okay.
subject to change if need be. All right, does anybody have anything else?
No.
Carrie, can you make that meeting? We're here all the time anyways. Okay, so we got 1,600 on the 21st. If, without objection, nobody has anything, I call the meeting adjourned at 4:18.
What's your number?
715, 657.